Same as intro went not as planned, the video after all ends up the same way. I missed the shot and not the one but couple times. So we're gonna have a lot of voiceover. Some portion of the video gonna be from different perspective. I'll try to explain everything as good as possible, but anyway, thanks for understanding. That was quite a fail, bro. The shit hit the fence. Even it doesn't have any type of scratches, it did touch the door, the garage door. Anyway, today we're getting back to fixing that squeaky noise, which is coming from the rear panel. We did fix the front door, which is working just tremendously awesome. Tremendously. But the rear is still squeaking and we're gonna be disassembling and gonna be checking what is going on with that, so stay tuned. The main reason of why am I doing that job, because of that piece. The panel here is making a lot of noise whenever you drive in, so it's just bubbling and grinding, so it's not fun, okay? Same as with the front door or any other panel, you just need to pop it out. Should be pretty easy. It's easier than I was expecting. All the pins are just fine. We're gonna put it to the side. Then we have T20s, and we have 2 of them. Next step is gonna be 2 T20s. Actually just one, my bad. This is just a plug. Magnet. Okay. Then we can remove the rubber piece at the front. The pin's glued to the rubber piece, so be careful with that while you're removing it. Make sure you separate them before applying any force. Okay, if you're not removing the bottom portion of the trim, you don't have to remove the cushion. From my side, I just wanted to replace the pins or tabs and show you guys how to remove all of those pieces. But for right now, we need to take the seat belt to the side and start removing the cushion. So we have one huge clip right here and a push down pin, which is basically the pin which is holding the whole construction, the whole assembly at the side. So you can open the seat and from behind, like if you want, you can lever it a little bit of that plastic and from behind basically pull the cushion to the side. After that you can close backrest and going back and forth pull it up. So and that what is that pin. After that just remove the huge clip, which is that one, and install it straight onto the cushion. So from that point, we can put back the seat belt and start removing the piece of plastic right here. We are ready to remove the trim piece. We have a bunch of clips on that portion here, and you want to be pretty gentle. So you can fish the tool in there and kind of try to help it a little bit. And as you can see, we start lifting that. Also, the one pin is located right here, which is the metal one. I'm gonna show you in a second. The next step is gonna be the sensor, which is the right side and the left side have them. So you can press the pin and try to disconnect it. Okay. Also, that is my fix, which is M3 tape, double side. I jam it into the bottom panel, where's the anchor point for the top panel. And believe it or not, it worked. I also refresh all of the pins and clips and yeah, no squeaky noise after all. So the only thing is left, it's the bottom portion, which is a bunch of pins or tabs or however you want to call it, all over the perimeter. Only one visible one, it's a top one right at the corner here. And you're gonna see it after all. Use the screwdriver, you can use the plastic tool and try to pop that pin out. It's supposed to be relatively simple. After that, you can go down the way and try to basically finish the rest of them. Okay. And voila. I'm not gonna be going any farther. As you can see, we have 1, 2, and 3 at the bottom, which is in our case is broken. I did broke that, so I'm going to replace that. Be prepared to replace some of the pins. Also, we have couple connectors, which is one at the front corner, one to the speaker, and another one to some unit, so you can remove them and basically take off the whole panel. Right now we're going to replace all the pins or tabs, and we're going to reassemble everything back. So after we got every single piece back, you want to just make sure you got the liner jammed inside, or the soundproof material, and then we need to fish the first and a bottom pin, which is pretty much right in that position. You wanted to make sure you're not gonna break it. That's kind of the most important thing. So you can twist the bottom portion of the panel and kind of help the pin go inside of the top. I think we're good here. Before popping them back, make sure the liner or the gasket here is intact. And pretty much that's it. Also make sure none of the metal tabs, which is supposed to be sitting on the panel right here, position on the proper spot. Okay, so why we don't want it to tighten up any of those screws, because you're gonna be able to still move the bottom portion and the top portion a little bit in between to adjust that little gap here. Also, the tabs here, you wanted to remove them right now because we're going to fish them back in that rubber piece. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. And then we're going to reinstall the rest of the components back. I use just the wire cutters and gently trying to lift them. The particular one wasn't successful. They're going to find another top because they have a bunch of them. After that, you want to put those pins back into the rubber piece. Use the pin tool or just try to shrink the hole. And as you can see, it's kind of moving easily. The second was even easier than the first one. Then we can reinstall the top portion, pop the connector first from to the antenna, just basically go all over the perimeter. Make sure you align with every spot here. Also keep in mind there are gasket here, which is, as you can see, the window gasket or the protective boot or whatever, however you want to call it. So you need to make sure you're not going to jam it, because after all, if you're going to jam it, you're going to need to remove the whole panel off. And then those metal tabs, so you have to push the whole construction toward outside of the car, and then with the plastic tool or whatever tool you have, make sure you're not going to jam that piece of rubber, and start going from spot to spot, from clamp to clamp. And with that, we're all the way in. And from that point, you want to check the gap right here. And if so, just pull the piece up. Then the rubber piece. And last but not least, the screws. Back to the cushion. Here we're working from the bottom to the top, and whenever we was removing, we was working from the top to the bottom. You want to get the first point is that little L piece right here, the opening, the cutout, and basically fish it inside. Make sure it's all the way in. Also, kind of wanted to jam the bottom portion, because you're gonna be able to push that pin onto the piece of metal, and they're gonna be the cutout, the opening for that pin. So if you're gonna be pushing the bottom portion down, it's gonna slide into that spot, and that's what we did here. After that, we simply press the center portion, where's our big clip here, and voila. So we can reinstall that back. After all, clean the mess what you did, or I did, and reinstall the trim piece, which is also supposed to be fairly simple. in some cases. If it doesn't want to go, just remove it and do it again. Okay guys, that was the speed run and I managed to nail it, I hope so. So if you like the video, please put the thumbs up button there, subscribe to my channel and leave me a comment below. I'll see you next one.